Yes guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have our very first FIFA 22 ratings prediction of the upcoming cycle, and we're kicking things off with the three lions, the England men's national team, the Euro finalists. So here we go, let's get straight into it. Starting off with things, holding down the back, the Manchester City right back, Kyle Walker. He had an average season for Manchester City. He's had a just as average, if not slightly better Euros. I don't think it warrants him going to the walkout stage. I think he stays at an 85. He's been solid defensively in a title-winning Manchester City squad, and obviously he's done well for England, but he hasn't really been a standout player, and I think in order to go from an 85 to an 86, you do need to be a standout player. But it's not a knock on Kyle Walker. He hasn't had a bad season, but in my rankings, he does remain at an 85. Moving on to the next, we have Jadon Sancho, the much improved center back for Man City. Obviously, again, the title-winning Manchester City team. I have him going up +2. Still isn't really the most usable of a card. I do give him a slight downgrade in his pace, as this season playing for Manchester City, what I could see, he didn't really rely on his mobility as much as he did his defensive positioning. So I did downgrade his pace slightly, but I did give him a significant boost to his defending. Still not a very usable card. Could be good for the first couple weeks or so, depending on the meta for next year. But Jadon Sancho deserves a +2, potentially a +3. He had a good season, but obviously that Manchester City team was phenomenal. So it made a lot of players look better than they actually were. See, for example, Ruben Diaz. I'm just saying. Moving on to the next, Raheem Stone, the Manchester City left wing. A lot of Man City players in this team, of course. He gets a +1. He had an average club season, and he has had a fantastic Euro 2020 tournament. He's been Johnny on the spot, been everywhere he has needed to be, getting England to the finals of Euro 2020. And at the time of recording this, I don't know if we won, but he potentially could have won the tournament by the time you are seeing this video. So, Raheem Sterling +1. Again, going from an 88 to an 89. It's not a knock saying that he has had a bad season by any stretch, but going to that really high, the 90 point, you do need to do something seriously special, considering someone like Harry Kane was an 88 this past year and how good he has been. Moving on to Luke Shaw, the Manchester United left back, who has been, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, the best left back in the world. I really don't think it's up for debate. He goes up to an 83. I feel like EA may want to see a bit more out of him, and I feel like he could be a card that gets a lot of promo and a lot of special cards this upcoming year. So I feel like EA might not want to give him a major boost to his rating just yet, right off the bat. But he could be a card that I think we easily see a mid to upper 80s card before the new year, and potentially a card around 90s early into 2022. So Luke Shaw +2, I think thoroughly deserved. Jaden Sancho, the new Manchester United man, it feels so good to finally be able to say that. From an 87 to an 89, I have a feeling that EA are going to revert back to the pace meta that they did in previous FIFAs. For some odd reason, they knocked his pace down to an 83 this year. I thought it was very, very strange. I think he does get that upgrade back to the high pace that he has. And although his shooting will still not hit the 80s, I think this is another card that could be getting a lot of promos, a lot of Team of the Weeks. Obviously, he is a card with a lot of expectations. He will be getting a one to watch, presumably. So he'll have very high expectations coming into the Premier League in Manchester United. So +2 for him, I think will be one of the best cards that you can get at the start of the game. Obviously, having the high dribbling, decent pace, and good enough shooting and passing to get by on the right side. Saka, the Arsenal player, I wasn't a big admirer of him at first, but I was kind of confused as to what purpose he served, where he played in the pitch. But he has shown this season and through the Euros that he can play anywhere you want to put him. He can play at a fullback. He can play on either wing. I think he is one of the more promising players that we will see really flourish this season. I have him going up to a +479 from a 75. I think he could be a very, very good card at the start of FIFA. A really, really meta card. He does have a decent body type in-game, but it all just depends on what EA want to do with the meta this year. An 88 pace, anything with like upper 80s pace at the start of FIFA really is going to be the meta seemingly year after year. So, some of a Deadeye or a Hunter on him, I think he could be a really good striker at the start of the game, or an out-and-out winger, potentially even with an engine on him. So Saka goes to a 79. Declan Rice had a fantastic season, but I think it was a bit overshadowed by Thomas Souček, who had a fantastic season in his own right. But Declan Rice was good this season. I think he gets a +2, potentially a +3. I think he could be seeing that 82, but I don't think he goes any higher than that. Another England player that I think could be getting a lot of special cards this upcoming year. He actually just got the Showdown SBC prior to the Euro Final, which kicks off momentarily here. So he gets the 81. Could be a usable card at the start of the year, but he's got an iffy body type, and the pace could be a bit of a struggle early on. Marcus Rashford, my personal favorite player, +2 for him. A lot of people will give me a lot of criticism for this one, saying that the +2 is unwarranted, saying that he goes missing a lot of games, didn't have a lot of good performances, and calling me a stat merchant. I think that +2 is more than deserved. I thought 85 could have been maybe a little harsh. Maybe 86 would have been a little bit more fair for him, but obviously going from an 83 to an 86 requires a huge season. And I think he just barely missed out on that last year in the Premier League and all competitions. So this season, I think he gets up to that 87. He does turn into a walkout. And I'll tell you what, this card could genuinely be one of the most fun cards. The only concern for me that I have with this card is I hope that EA keep him at a 5-star skills, which obviously I should keep him at 5-star. And 4-star weak foot. The weak foot for me is a big thing, especially because he definitely will be an outside wing card. He won't be a central card. So playing him off cam at striker, if you are doing that early on in the game, it could be a bit difficult getting 3-star weak foot to be working for you. But I think he should stay at 3-star or 4-star weak foot. Excuse me. Jordan Pickford. He's had a good season. He's had a good enough season for Everton, and for in the Euros, he's been fantastic. Golden Glove in the Euros. I think +1 is the only reason he's not getting higher than a +1, potentially an 83 or an 84, is because of his club season. He was, I would say, not quite good, but I think he was bang average for Everton this season. Nothing too crazy, and I think 82 is fair for him. Potentially 83, depending on how he does in the final. If he has a ridiculous game in the final, keeps a clean sheet, and really has a standout performance, I could see him potentially getting to that 83, but it could be a card that potentially gets some informs this year. I don't even know. Moving on to Phillips, Kelvin Phillips, the leads, the Yorkshire Pirlo as they call him. He has been phenomenal for the Three Lions this Euro tournament. He's proven that he is a more than capable box-to-box for the Three Lions, and could be actually a very good card at the start of FIFA. I have him getting up to around 70 pace, getting a +3 rating. 70 pace could be a touch high. It is a big upgrade for a +3, and obviously getting into that 70 pace threshold could be a bit of a stretch, but he could be a very fun and a very good card at the start of FIFA that I think will be significantly overvalued in the first week or two until we get some better DMs in the game. But no, he definitely could be a good card. He's got the English links in the Premier League, which obviously, as you all know, English tax, Premier League tax in FIFA does cost a lot. Moving on to Mason Mount, the Champions League winner this season. As much as it pains me to say it, Chelsea were fantastic as soon as Tuchel came in and took over. Been fantastic, and I think gets a +3. He was good under Lampard as well, obviously, with him and the little Lampard relationship, whatever they had going on there. But in all seriousness, though, I think Mason Mount's an incredible talent. I think he's an incredible player. And a +3, 83 brings him up to the same rating as someone like Dele Alli in FIFA 21. So I think that is more than fair. And I can't wait. It could be a fun card at the start of the game. Could be a really fun one. Harry Maguire still doesn't quite get the usable card yet. But as much slander as we do give him as United supporters and England supporters, he did have a fantastic season for Manchester United, and he has been rock solid for England at the back. +2 for him, I think, is more than fair, but unfortunately, with the... I don't think with any kind of meta, unless there's a serious boost to his pace and dribbling, this card realistically will never be usable. No matter if he gets a team of the week or not, it's not going to be a usable card. But 84 rated fodder, we move. 56 pace, I think could be a bit high. I just gave him the significant boost to his pace to make him look a bit more appealing. But 85 defending, again, not a usable card. But Harry Maguire, my captain, looks to get a +2 upgrade. Harry Kane, what a season he has had. He led both goals and assists this year, Golden Boot, in the Premier League. And I believe is not far away. If he scores, I believe he equalizes for the Golden Boot in Euro 2020. So he's had a fantastic Euros as well. He's picked it up on the latter stages where it's mattered the most. Group stages, he was pretty quiet. He was held to 0 goals in the group stages, I believe. But he's kind of picked up his game moving into the latter stages of the tournament, which you would really expect from from one of your best players, if not your best player, at any given time. So +2 for Harry Kane gets him to the 90 club. I think he had a fantastic season, and I expect big things out of him. He could potentially be going to Manchester City, but as it stands right now, Tottenham really do want to hold on to Harry Kane, so I have not changed his card to a Man City card just yet. Jack Grealish, another fantastic season, and he's been the spark off the bench that England have desperately needed in this tournament. where he just comes in and just kind of runs everywhere and really creates for England. So +2 for him. Could be a decent cam if you can get him in on cam. Unfortunately, I think he still will be a left wing card. But he does occupy a lot of the central areas of the pitch. But unfortunately, he is cutting on off the left side, so he will be a left winger. +2 for him. With a hunter on him, could be a decent little center forward. A cheap one at the start of the game. 82 rated, rare gold England Prem card. Could be expensive for fodder, but I think he is a class card. Guys, that does it for the first official FIFA 22 ratings prediction. We have the England men's national team. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on my ratings prediction. If you think some of these cards are too high, too low, just spot on. If you think some player stats are going to be different, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you smash the subscribe button, leave a like on the video. I will be uploading these more regularly in the coming weeks. And let me know also in the comments what team you want to see next. I plan on doing Italy next, but after that, it is all up to you. Let me know in the comments who you want to see next. And again, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace, fellas.